Hey everybody, Mac here for OCR Kings, and I just got this sit rep for the Colorado Springs 2025 Spartan event from our self-described OCR Kings reporter at large, David Best. David, thank you so much for sending this in. He writes that he's dizzy. He's oh so dizzy, his head is spinning like a whirlpool, it never ends. And this hit song by Tommy Rowe aptly describes the Colorado Springs race weekend held at Fort Carson. All four race types were included. That's the Ultra, Beast, Super, and Sprint. It's an Ultrafecta weekend, as well as the kids' race. The race had been held here since 2022, and it is one of the two trifecta race weekends on the Spartan calendar where you can receive a special Honor Series medal. Very cool. As for the venue history, David writes Camp Carson was established in 1942 following the attack on Pearl Harbor. The city of Colorado Springs purchased land south of the city and donated it to the War Department. The city has gotten more than a nice return on that investment. The name was changed to Fort Carson in 1954 and encompasses more than 137,000 acres and was named after the legendary Army Scout and General Christopher Kit Carson. The fort is currently home to the 4th Infantry Division as well as the 10th Special Forces Group. As far as venue logistics, David writes that Fort Carson is located about 20 minutes from Colorado Springs, so there is a bit of a drive to get from your lodging of choice to the venue itself. The city offers an abundance of hotel, dining, and entertainment options, and if you're an outdoor enthusiast, as he is, then you will be in heaven. You will have two options if your plan is to fly in for the event: Denver, which is about 85 miles from Colorado Springs, or the airport in the city of Colorado Springs itself. He's done the race twice and used both airport options, and if at all possible, David writes, fly into Colorado Springs. As far as weather conditions and oxygen deprivation, as Fort Carson lies in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it is subject to weather conditions that seem to change by the hour. Cold mornings turn into dry and hot middays that turn into rain-soaked afternoons, then to cool evenings. This venue is also known as being a hail magnet, and this year was no different. As the crew members of Spartan were putting the finishing touches on the venue late Friday, a hailstorm hit, causing damage to multiple tents in the venue area. Yikes. Once the storm passed, the Colorado Springs Spartan crew leapt into action, working deep into the night to repair the damage done. And they did just that with flying colors. David writes that the Spartan crew members never get enough credit for the hard work that they do. But the weather isn't the only thing we have to battle on race day. It's literally trying to catch our breath. Colorado Springs lies at 6,035 feet above sea level, and David always thought that the higher above sea level you went, the less oxygen there is. But not so. It's actually the lack of pressure at higher altitudes that allows oxygen to spread out. So you are taking in less oxygen per breath than you do at sea level, about 20% less at this venue. They say it takes 3 to 5 days to acclimate to this, but personally, David feels that it would take weeks to do so. As for the course and obstacle review, David writes that the course this year seemed to take the same route as in previous years, with a mixed bag of rocks, mud, and grass, with a decent spacing of hills and flatter straightaways to help with making up the time lost on the hills and looking for air. The course obstacles were as follows: hurdles, over-unders, 4-foot wall, rolling mud, dunk wall to slip wall. He ran both the Beast and the Sprint on Saturday, and the difference between the dunk wall and slip wall between the two races was night and day. The Ultra and Beast racers had no problem with the mud and slip wall, but the Sprint racers, as well as the Super Sprint racers on Sunday, were treated to what he calls a suicide mission trying to get up that wall. The consistency of the mud changed so much in just a few hours that racers were only able to make it up about halfway before tumbling down the wall, and more than a few cases, taking other racers out with them. Then it was on to bucket carry, stairway to Sparta, 7-foot wall, beater, Irish tables, and twister. They then had to tackle the 8-foot wall, Tyrolean traverse, vertical cargo, armor, and then Olympus, which is David's kryptonite. So writes he. Just before Olympus, there was a water station with a volunteer overseeing both Olympus and the water station. As he drank his water, he asked, "How you doing?" To which David responded, "I'm pissed off," and pointed toward Olympus to show him the multiple racers that were stepping on the handholds to complete the obstacle. Okay, I hate that too. We have a whole video dedicated to that. Check it out. Links in the description below. David then proceeded to tell him how tired he is trying to complete the Olympus obstacle, and not battling the obstacle, but the mud and dog shit left behind by those quote-unquote racers on the handholds. After that, it was bender, inverted wall, spear throw, atlas carry, sandbag carry, and Z-wall. These were followed by rope climb, very long barbed wire crawl to monkey bars, A-frame cargo, Herc hoist, multi-rig, and finally the fire jump. For David's final thoughts and recommendations, he writes, "This venue is a very deceiving one. You can look at the map and say to yourself, that doesn't look too hard, but then you're hit with the terrain, weather conditions, and not much oxygen. You will be feeling all that come jump time." The weather got to David on Saturday as he was doing both the beast and the sprint, but an afternoon thunderstorm came in, and he was only able to complete about 3/4 of the sprint course before Spartan closed the obstacles and made everybody walk the rest of the course to finish. My goodness, this also sounds very, very familiar. There's another link going to be in the description below to the Bethel, New York Spartan weekend, where we experienced the same exact thing. So David writes, "Yes, we did do the fire jump, and we did receive our sprint medals. Something that Spartan needs to address," so writes David, "is attracting seasoned racers to volunteer to man these obstacles and have these veterans take the new racers to school on how Spartan is properly done." And what does David recommend to entice more qualified Spartans to volunteer? If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments section below. And if they're good, David will claim them as his own. Laugh out loud. Very, very good. Since he has the season pass, he doesn't think that a free race code is going to cut it to volunteer for the really experienced guys. Maybe Spartan needs to come up with something more enticing. Agreed. So until his next report, this has been your OCR Kings reporter at large, David Best, bringing you all the best that Spartan offers us. So thanks again, David Best, for sending this in. You are fantastic, my friend, out there on the course and with these sit reps. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you made it this far in the video, consider leaving a like, a subscribe, sharing the video, and giving us a comment. Really helps to grow the channel and is greatly appreciated. We hope to see you out there on the course. But until that time, remember, as always, train hard, have fun.